Hi, folks. This is Jack Spirko, founder of the Granddaddy's Gun Club, and I'd like to welcome you to the beta version of our website. While the site may seem kind of bare bones right now, trust me, it is feature rich, built on a powerful platform called Buddy Press, along with an additional platform called BB Press that allows the creation of groups and forums. The purpose of our site is to enable people across our country to connect with each other, first to form larger groups so that you can find friends and people with common ideals, and then to break those groups down to smaller groups that are actually regional, close to your area. We can actually meet offline for the purpose of creating local affiliated Granddaddy's Gun Clubs. These are to be run autonomously, which means you run them yourself by your own rules with a basic framework that we provide here at the website and a tool so that you can find other like-minded people to help build things together with. The values that we're talking about here are heritage, rights, family, tradition, community. That's what the Granddaddy's Gun Club is all about. Of course, it was inspired by the song by Aaron Lewis. But here's how this is supposed to work now. You come to our site, you become a member. All you have to do is click on join to do that. There's no cost whatsoever. And then you can create groups or search the groups to find groups in your area. I've created the first group, the North Central Texas group. There's no hard line. You can create a group for your entire state or a tri-state area or a county or a city. Anything you want to do, you can create those groups. And then people can find those groups in the listings and hook up with each other. You can friend each other on the site just like Facebook. You can see all the activity of recent members. And as those groups grow and form, it's then possible for you guys to find people that are actually close enough together to organize camping trips and shoots. And the way a Granddaddy's Gun Club camping trip and shoot would work is this way. Members get together and you have a sergeant at arms to make sure all weapons are safe for the night's activities because there may be some adult beverages involved. You have a great big campfire and people tell stories. People tell stories of their guns, they tell stories of their lives, they tell stories of their family, they tell stories of their community, they bond with each other. And just because it's called the Granddaddy's Gun Club does not mean it's a men's only club. This is open to anybody and everybody of every age. You run your own chapters your own way. We believe in freedom and liberty here. If that's what we're preserving with our right to keep and bear arms, then we should respect it in other people. But you want to make sure those weapons are safe. The way we suggest you do that is your sergeant at arms receives each weapon in, renders them safe the same way they are in a gun shop by inspecting them, making sure that they're clear, and banding them with a zip tie or some other implement to make sure that they're safe during the evening's festivities. And hopefully on some of these camping trips and outings, there will be ceremonially handing down of a gun from one member of one generation to another, whether that actually is a grandfather to a grandson, a father to a son, an aunt to a nephew, or an uncle to a nephew, or a great uncle to a great nephew. Doesn't matter, but ceremoniously handed down. And hopefully the weapons and guns that you're bringing to these events are guns that you have set aside that one day will be handed down to another generation. And the one commitment you make to your club, your regional group, is that when you do that handing down, it will be done at a meetup, at a camping trip or a shoot. And the perfect meetup and shoot would work this way. You have that meetup the night before. The next day everybody gets up, packs up camp, maybe has a little breakfast, goes to the range, and people get to shoot each other's guns. Kiddos and young people and even young adults are able to shoot guns that they know one day will be handed down to them. And instead of holding on to that gun till our last breath, we're able to see that gun transition from one generation to the next. I believe this is the number one thing we can do in America today to preserve our right to keep and bear arms. The Second Amendment is only as powerful as our willingness to defend it. And people defend what they believe in. People defend what they love. I ask every father out there, or every grandfather like myself, if someone tried to hurt one of your children or grandchildren, how vigorously would you defend them? And that's because you love them. Well, I'll tell you this. I have guns that I love. I'm not afraid to say it. I have guns that I've carried for miles and miles and miles on my shoulder. I have guns I've used to feed myself, and I have guns that I used as a young teenager to help feed my family. Yeah, you bet. I love those guns. But I love my kid more, and I love my grandson more, and I'm sure I'll love my soon-to-be granddaughter more. And that means that I want to take one beloved item and put it in the hand of a beloved family member down the line. That's what we're doing here. But we need to do it in a different way. It's been done forever. I have guns that were given to me by my father and grandfather. And I would, whether I did this or not, would eventually put those certain guns into the hands of my son and my grandchildren and possibly nieces and nephews. But if we do it together, if we do it as a community, if we actually start to build strong social bonds with each other, if we reach out to each other and we start bringing people into the fold of these groups that are gun owners, but they're just not that serious about it because they don't really have community, family, tradition, heritage, and values in their lives, we can make more Americans love guns, and that means more Americans will vigorously defend their right to keep and bear those guns so they can continue to defend themselves, their families, and their communities. I invite you to click on join, become a member, start checking out the groups, form your own groups, and let me tell you this, once you have a group of guys getting together, a group of folks getting together, and you want to keep what you're doing private, you can set your groups to completely private, where they're invitation only. We respect your privacy. We respect your liberty. There's nothing else more important for us to defend in today's day and age. Again, I invite you to join the club. Thanks for stopping by the website.